Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty.
Well, that didn't work. I was trying to sit out of view for a little bit because guess what? I didn't think I was going to be on the stream tonight. But then again, if you're logged into it right now, obviously I have it going for you. Welcome to the Friday night live stream, guys. I should have gone lower down on my desk. Welcome. It is Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews. Happy April Fools to all of you guys. Great to see everybody here this weekend. Or the beginning of the weekend, I should say, on Friday. It is great to be here with you guys. Yes, that is a major fail. But like I said in the chat, I'm streaming tonight, and that's no joke. So I hope everything is going well with each and every one of you guys tonight. Let's see who we've got here in the chat here. We'll get started in just a few as always. I've got a review tonight. I've got a few things to show you naturally. It should be a fun time to definitely zone out on everything that's going on in the world and just in general. So it should be fun. Annette Cervantes, #1 this week. How you doing? Thanks so much for jumping on into the chat. You are the first one in there, followed very closely by Erna785. Trying to get to you there, of course. Lord Darkside, what's going on? Alex Forever 32, thanks so much for being here as well. Nitro Nick, same to you as well too. We've got Drew. Drew's Food Reviews is wishing for that Subway review here on an April Fool's joke. That would be something to just have like the wrapper, something like Subway, and it wouldn't be the actual thing. I probably should have done that. Hindsight is always 2020, as they say. So you guys can hear me okay and see me okay, which is good, I'm assuming, because definitely I don't see anything here in the chat. So if you guys want to give me that thumbs up anyway, that would be cool. It's tradition, I guess. I'm always asking that in the very beginning. Great to have you guys on here as well. To everybody that is jumping in here, and it is beginning to get higher and higher as I'm seeing here on my side. Very cool. Min Lee, thanks so much for jumping in here. Thank you. Had no idea there was Little Caesars in the Bahamas, but then again, there's a lot of brands that are all around the country, or all around the world, I should say, that typically you would find here, but they are kind of cool to see them in situations or places that you never think you would. I know when I was like in the Bahamas actually a while back, just kind of on vacation with the wifey, we saw McDonald's. Things just look a little different, even though you see them like forever back here in the in the States. But it's cool to see the see those brands overseas, technically, which is cool. David M, thanks so much for jumping in. I appreciate you. And let's see here, we've got Nitro Nick as well. I think I said hello just in case there. Nitro, thanks so much for jumping on. Michael Domayer, what's going on? How you doing? Great to see you on here as well. And let's see here, going a little further down. My voice is a little raspy today. My allergies have been kicking up. I feel like a little swollen. The last few videos that I've been shooting, my allergies are just flaring right now. I think because we're leading into the springtime. So naturally my glands are a little popped. It happens this time of the year. Let's see here. So happy April Fools to all of you. Let's see here. Scott Messerschmidt, thanks so much for jumping on. Hello. And Annette trying to break off the Oreo being discontinued situation. That's a no. America's favorite cookie. Coincidentally, on April 1st, that would be something. Lord's getting a drink real quick. Very nice. Very cool. And we're somewhat caught up over here. There we go. All right, shooting on down the row over here. Hang on 1 second. Min, why were you not live? Why was there no live stream last week? Again, another scheduling situation in general, and just a lot of family stuff that's going on, to be honest with you. And today was just the doozy of all doozies. But you know, when life gives you lemonade, spike it with something to give you a little bit more kick and just enjoy it. So I think that's what I may have to do later on tonight, because I am so done with situations right now. It is just not a good time. So I know if my sister's watching right now, big hugs to you, sis. I know it's drama constantly, and I'm just over it. I just really want to just do what I like to do with you guys here tonight, and we're gonna zone out and have some fun, and definitely have a good time. There's been a lot of content over the last few days, naturally with everything going on with what's going on over here. Hang on 1 second. Uno momento. Something went wrong. Seems to be the case today. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, we'll get into a recap here in just a little bit. But again, guys, welcome to the Friday night stream. It's great to be here with all of you. Again, thank you for spending a little bit of your early weekend eve with me tonight here on the channel. If you haven't already, definitely like, share, comment, and subscribe. Just the usual stuff that I say. I had a habit for those things. But if you are not subscribed to the channel, there's brand new content every single week. I greatly appreciate it there, naturally, as always. Should you guys wish to contribute to the channel, you'll find a multitude of ways down below in the description box, as well as the first pinned comment. Just know that if you do any super chat, YouTube is going to take 30% from you to do that. So it may be better to do the PayPal that you'll find the link down below, or if you're watching this on a desktop, in the upper right hand corner of the banner, you'll find the direct links there. A little goes a long way, but again, thank you for your love and support, and for loving the content, and for letting me know it, and for sending me messages. I have a lot of fun doing this on the daily for you every single week. And there's a lot to look forward to, naturally, as this week comes up. Starting tomorrow, including a new launch schedule, which you're going to be seeing. I'm going to try something different for April. So this should be a little bit interesting to see what happens here. A little bit of a test yesterday, which I wanted to try. Instead of 12 o'clock, I went to 3 o'clock. And it was actually, I think it works out a little bit better because it gives me a little bit more flexibility in the morning to do other things. And to make it a little bit more, just give me a little bit more breathing room, so to speak. So I think what we'll do is you'll probably see the videos be coming out at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I think the middle of the day, I think is probably a good thing overall. For people that are on the East Coast, it would be a little bit later in the afternoon as well. If you guys like that, give me a thumbs up here in the chat. And let me know, because I'm just curious to see when your feed is getting, content naturally there. Is the middle of the day kind of like a better situation for you personally? I've done 12 o'clock forever, but way back in the past, I used to do 6 p.m. at night, believe it or not. And then 6 a.m. in the morning. I was all over the place. So if you guys like the 3 o'clock time frame, I think that works personally for me. And I think for all of my peeps overseas, it may be a little bit easier at the same time. So yesterday was a little bit of a test to see how that went, and it actually was pretty cool. I thought in terms of just the performance stuff there. I was looking at a few different things and certain metrics, and YouTube keeps screaming at me 3 p.m. but I'd like to just do my own thing at 12. But I think I'm just going to give in and see how this goes. So we'll probably see what happens with that. Minley, why do you say lovely situation? I've always said that. It's out of habit, to be honest with you there. It's actually on one of the shirts I put together, so I figured, why not? Let's see here. Peace Easy 2019, United We Die 2050. Yeah, Ian, I'm a Logic Bro. You're in my virtual reality big fan. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Chicago, look away. It's been a minute since I've heard that song, Erna, to be honest. A long time, to be honest. But definitely, it's classic for Chicago. Absolutely, you already know. Larry Nguyen, more box opening lessons today. No hostess, I guarantee you. No hostess today. I guarantee. But anyway, have you seen great to see you back again. Yes, thank you so much. And again, guys, whenever I'm not on a Friday, it's usually for something that's really just either pressing or I just can't get home in time because of what's going on that day. I didn't want to cancel today, naturally, with everything that's been going on in my family with a lot of different things, because it is really kind of mind-numbing, to be honest. But I'm glad to be on here for you right now, and we're going to definitely zone out and have a little fun tonight as well. I have about 3 videos that are currently in progress right now. So one of them that you'll see, pretty much I've had that one done for a little bit. A few days ago, actually, at this point, for some new stuff coming tomorrow, which you're going to see probably on all the websites and stuff eventually too there. I won't give it away, but tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I think you'll find all the answers to your curious questions that you may have at the moment right now as you're hearing it. Let's see, Max. Let's see, it's like Brad Paisley limes, because when life gives you limes, you make margaritas. That's awesome. My sister would appreciate that. I know she's probably watching right now. I haven't seen if she's actually made herself known here just yet. But let's see here. Erno, what's your favorite song from Huey Lewis and the News? Oh, wow. You know what? There's a lot of them from that. A lot of the soundtracks from Back to the Future. Probably Back in Time is one of my favorites, to be honest. That's the one that jumps into my head pretty often. But I definitely am huge fan of Huey Lewis and the News, especially as a kid, for sure in the 80s. I mean, really great stuff. Favorite Oreo flavor right now is the Ultimate Chocolate, the one that I reviewed a few weeks back. Definitely take a look at that live stream replays playlist for the goods on that one. That was a blast to check out, and I got to tell you guys, very chocolatey, very delicious. It lived up to its name. I really enjoyed that. I definitely enjoyed that for sure. Let's see here. Lord Darkside, I think you can't beat the classic. Absolutely. Let's see. David P. I like the Batman shirt you're wearing. My favorite superhero. Yes, me too. Always. Ever since I was a kid. Classic, classic. The 1989 logo, they always love using it for all the shirts. It's timeless. It's really the main one that really lasts. It's the generational one, I think, that really people know the most of since 1989. No matter what Batman movie comes out, they always come back to the classic Michael Keaton look of the way they used to promote the movie back in 89, which is good. So can't wait to see that. The Trips, what's going on? Always tripping over here. That's awesome. Shout outs to you guys up in Canada. Great to have you here as always. You already know. Oh, Noel, mi familia, my sister is present. Great to be on here. Great to be on here with you, my sister. Jay Nepper, thanks so much for jumping on. PayPal is our friend. Mariah's bringing back the double stacker. Let your mind go with that one. Wow. Okay, that's really good. Just as long as I don't hear any backup horns when the truck is backing up. Okay, that would be great. But Jay Nepper, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. As always, homie hugs and shout outs to you as always. Let's see. Min Lee, why do you say welcome or welcome back to the channel instead of saying you're welcome back to another high quality foodie feature for you here on the channel? You know what? I didn't want to actually double that up. That's one of the main reasons. I know you've asked that in the past, actually, Min. I said that in the very beginning, and I also say it at the very end. And I was looking at that, and I was thinking to myself, there's still a lot of people that either come upon my channel for the very first time and that have never seen my stuff, or they see it and naturally they've been there a few times. It's kind of like doing the duality of I'm welcoming you back, welcome or welcome back to the channel. It's Ian K doing, you know, the usual thing here. So it kind of, it's a way of covering all bases. The new people that see me the first time and also my familia that has been watching for a long time. So I kind of like it. It's, you know, I've noticed there's a few other creators out there that do that as well in their own different way in their style. But I figured let me just kind of do something similar and give you guys the greeting. I want to cover my bases, basically. Long-winded answer, but there you go. Let's see. The Power of Love. Yes, a great song. Absolutely. Absolutely. Classic 80s goodness right over there. Very cool. Friday I'm in Love from The Cure. Absolutely. Going back there is too there. But we have some really, really awesome tunes already being planted in my head. When I watch this replay back, when I'm putting this together to come out on Sunday, I'm going to probably be putting up Spotify and putting some of these in here right now. So good times. Good times. Jacob's Ladder. That's a classic film actually from the 80s. How about The People Under the Stairs? Wes Craven, some good stuff too. That's really, really good. Let's see here. Oh, speaking of which, guys, awesome series. And speaking of a little bit of horror at the same time, Krakow Monsters on Netflix. It's a dubbed series from, gosh, obviously Krakow, I guess overseas. It's like kind of like one of these European type of things, but it is really pretty awesome so far. I don't want to give too much away, but basically a girl who had a traumatic experience diving into a lake in her car and had trouble getting out, naturally is being followed by something. And there's a society in this group that actually kind of studies the paranormal, and they're following her, and now she's in with them. And basically there's a lot of really cool things that they investigate and come across, but there's this big story overarching over that, which basically they kind of like, you know, who is the things that are following her and why does she have these things happening. It's really pretty cool actually. But Krakow Monsters on Netflix, I think it's like the number 2 or number 3, I think, because of what it is, but very, very cool. Braden Hoffman, hello, I'm a new Love Food Reviews. How are you, peep? I'm doing well. Thank you, Braden, for jumping on. Hopefully you're subscribed to the channel. Do so if you haven't already, but I appreciate you jumping on here, doing okay, or at least trying to. We all have our good days and bad days, right? But great to have you on here as well, new to this channel. Do you eat the food and review it? After the 3 or 4 bites, I always take the protein out 9 times out of 10 and use it for something else. So you already know. But no, I try not to get the combos. I'm always about managing and balancing. It's all about life balance with these things, trust me. And definitely don't review in a row. That's the best way to do that too, for it there. Misty Smith, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. Let's see, Hilda, no such thing as evil as the evil bubbles. That's funny. Jay Never Ian has nothing to review tonight. His April Fools. You know what? I should have just stayed out of frame for like a good 1-2 minutes, but I was like literally like this. Like, I mean, I should have just been like way off to the side here to see just what some of the comments should have been. That would have been pretty funny. Oh well, maybe next year if I remember. We'll have to see what happens with that. All right, let's get into taking a look at a few things because I've got 3 things to show you tonight in between of a regular review. So hopefully you guys are going to like what you're going to see, because a few people were asking me the last few weeks if I was going to be getting back to showing a few of one of my favorite things. And naturally, because certain things have been delivered after being on hold for like 3 or 4 months, because I'm allowed to do that, and everything kind of showed up earlier in the week. So I have a few things to show you guys. Let's see, TJ Borg, ever done a tour of your collection behind you? You know what, sometimes in the past, actually, I've actually done that. On Instagram, I'd usually start and just to kind of let people know I was going to be online, so I would kind of show people everything that's around. I may get back to doing some of those things at one day, but we'll have to go into maybe doing something a little bit more formal for you as well. And speaking of which, before we actually do that, because it's been a couple of weeks and I'm rusty, it feels like, over here, let's just get into really quickly what's been going on from this past couple of weeks, actually, guys. Let's just go back to the wild berry beignets, naturally from Popeyes, the big stuff coming out from Popeyes right now. Very, very fun situation checking that out. A lot of really tasty deliciousness, of course. Jumped right into the Panda Express orange chicken sandwich bao, which was really pretty tasty. I believe that's still test marketing in my area, where they actually have it at the One Lone Innovation Kitchen here in Pasadena, California. Definitely something very tasty. If you love orange chicken from Panda, I think you're going to dig what that is. It was a little bit more of a taco type of situation, but I enjoyed it. The Mr. Beast Shrek's Quesadilla, had a lot of fun with that. Definitely a lot of fun with that one there. Very cool presentation. A little bit on the pricey side, but the presentation was banging on it. And just the way it was layered with the pickles and the cheese and the 2 patties and everything. It was a pretty lovely situation with that. And from there, we jumped into some birria, however you pronounce that, if you roll your R's or whatnot. It was my first time giving that a try, so hopefully I didn't butcher too much of that. If you guys like the reviews of El Pollo Loco, give me a chicken emoji here in the chat. Let me know while I'm going over this for you guys here right now to let me know if you guys enjoyed that or not. But I tried the crunchy birria tacos first thing, which is a very, very, very tasty situation. From there, we dovetailed into the Gold Digger hand-breaded chicken sandwich over at Carl's Jr. A lot of fun checking that out. And that was followed by the Gold Digger double cheeseburger. Definitely good times over there as well. There go the chicken legs coming in here right now. Very cool. Really, really good stuff over at Carl's, with that sauce being a little bit more of a honey mustard vibe, you know, with a little bit of the barbecue flair. I mean, it was really very well done for that. And there I came back to, there's a little bit of a 2-day shoot for Pollo for the first 2 things for the birria, and then the 3rd day, actually the separate day for that was the burrito, but we followed that with the stuffed birria quesadilla, which was really delicious. I mean, some really, really delicious, awesome footage there. And then the birria burrito to finish it out. So I really, really enjoyed that as well. So 3 or 4, actually about 4 videos currently right now. One that'll be out tomorrow, and I'm almost done kind of chopping more or less the others that are there. But yesterday was the pivot video for the Szechuan sauce in there as well. I had some things that were shot in advance getting ready for that. And then naturally, that was just very, very fun to put together. Delicious stuff. I mean, the Szechuan sauce is pretty awesome for Mickey D's. Not my all-time favorite, naturally. Hot mustard ranch usually is. But it was fun checking out the Szechuan goodness for sure there. 3rd or 4th time that's been back, actually, as well. And in the video that I put out there, I showed you the previous one from 2018, which was a lot of fun there as well, too. So fun content in there to really close out. And I really wanted to get that timestamp for March 31st. On that video, which was the launch day for it there. So judging by performance wise, it looks like you guys are enjoying that particular one. It was fun to check out. I love the gold packaging as well. So good times across the board from good old Mickey D's. Let's just see if we can get some other goodness from them. A little bit more full featured entrees, some burgers, something different would be great. But we'll see. And that says the birria at El Pollo Loco was okay. You know, for a fast food spot, I was really very glad to see the way they executed it. I love the boxes in that they came in. Personally, for me, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really very well done. Presentation-wise was really good. There was one of those, I believe, that didn't have any of the onions in the actual, you know, the broth that they give you, the stock. But at the same time, it was just super delicious. Super, super delicious. Let's see. Who knows? Straight up, now tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Paula Abdul. Oh, you're caught in a hit and run. You already know. Freddie Foodie King, what's up, man? Great to see you on here, brother. Ed Keaton in effect as well. Shout outs to you. Homie hugs always to each and every one of you guys. Cedric looks like he guessed Paula Abdul as well. Good times across the board there. Jessica, thank you so much for jumping on. Hey, Pete, my friend and buddy, thank you so much for being here right now. Erno, what are birria tacos? Basically, it is a type of meat that they simmer in a combination of garlic, thyme. It's usually like goat meat adobo. It's kind of like a little bit more traditional that way, but it's actually, in this case, it's regular beef, and it simmers and it basically gives it ultra flavor, but you dip it into the stock or this broth that they call consomme, and it was really very well done. There's a lot of videos on Instagram, a lot of type of like when you see taco spots, like really like homegrown taco spots, it was really very, very well done. And I know a lot of people are saying you got to try the real, birria naturally going into some of those places in LA. As things are opening up and getting better, I would love to do that and get one of those on film. It would be a lot of fun to check out. But just from a fast food standpoint, I enjoyed myself immensely. It was really, really very well done. All right, so let's see here. Larry Nguyen, what's going on? What's the food review tonight? You will see it. All will be revealed here in just a few minutes. But before we get into it, let's see here. Freddie Foodie King, let's see. Spicy McNuggets. Yes, they're making their way back a little bit, ever so eloquently, I guess, onto the menu. They're not over here again, but naturally when they do come back, I'm going to be giving that a shot for sure again. I had a lot of fun reviewing those the first time. Really, really good. Naturally with the Szechuan sauce, like I said in my review of it, again, I would have loved to have seen the return of the glazed tenders, or just the tenders, the buttermilk tenders from a few years ago. Those things were really, really good. So we'll have to see. Jessica, you're welcome, Pete, my friend, and how have you been lately? So-so, to be honest, but I'm glad that I'm on here with you guys right now because I am having a blast doing this with you as always. Super chat donation, Ed Keaton, thank you so much. Shout outs to you. I appreciate that. You're going to see your name in lights here in just a second, as well as down below. Of course, official sponsors of the channel, all of you guys that do that during the stream can find your names down below. If you're catching this on the replay, you already know because it's there and you're seeing it. And we're definitely appreciative of that. I got to tell you, thank you so much for that, Ed, as always. And there you go. Stay frosty indeed. And yes, guys, of course, we saw the Oscars. If you didn't see the Oscars, you saw the uncensored version of what happened with Chris Rock and Will Smith. Unacceptable across the board. Will Smith should have been escorted out of there. Honestly, it really was not cool at all. Given the situation of what he was saying, I understand that if he had no idea Jada Pinkett Smith was suffering from that condition. For him to get up and to do that on live television and to use the obscenities after that, I could not believe it, and they allowed it, and I could not believe it. Will Smith lost my respect hardcore during that night. I could not believe what I saw. Regardless, it was a very weird night, very, very weird night with that as well. So crazy. Jay Nepper jumping in there. Wow, Jay, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Let's get those donations going. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much, Jay. Of course, one of my number ones on here on the channel. Of course, I greatly appreciate all of you guys, but I really can't thank you guys enough for jumping in there and doing that. Thank you. Good times. Okay, let's get into a couple of things here. Actually, you know what? We'll get into one, well, maybe two, real quick before the review. All right, so guys, delivery time was a little bit earlier this week, and I got to tell you, it was a very, very long time coming for this particular set that I've been waiting for here from good old Masters of the Universe. So we're going to start off with one of Wave 6. They're up to Wave 8 right now, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but right over here actually is Wave 8 that you won't see for another week or two maybe. Once we get to them right there, they're positioned there for a reason for now. But starting off with this one, the Eternian Goddess, Guardian of the Power in the Universe. So basically, this is a Tila repaint, green, for what this looks like here as it tries to focus in. I'm always having trouble with the contrastiness of it. But take a look. What you're going to see here is the Guardians of the Power in the Universe, the Eternian Goddess. And on the very back of this one here, Planet Eternia's warrior deity protects and attracts protects the ancient artifacts worthy to be wielded only by He-Man, basically. So she's the protector of He-Man, which I really didn't know when I was a kid. But as you can see, that's the He-Man that they have available from Masterverse, where he doesn't have essentially most of his clothes. But as you can see, she's his protector. Basically, like I said, it's really just something from the mini comics from way back. It's just a character, a Tila repaint that looks like this particular character. That's who she is. Magical staff in hand, but very cool looking for what this one is here. So this one actually came out last fall. This is from Big Bad Toy Store, so they're unpunched and like literally perfect condition here. But this one here, the Eternian Goddess, never had this one as a kid. in as well, but it looks cool. I mean, actually, it looks really, really slick. And obviously with the cross sell, you're going to see there are some other ones that are on here as well. As it tries to focus, probably not very well. There's a Web Store right there and Stinkor, which you'll see probably next week. I'll show those. But I've got a couple of others here that we'll take a look at here. But very, very cool for this particular one. Really, really slick. I got to tell you, really, really digging that. So let's go on to the next one. This one I remember seeing, but they never made a character out of this when I was a kid. They did later on, I guess, with the series as they went further. But guys, you all know Beastman from Masters of the Universe, right? The Savage Henchman. For basically, it's the sidekick for Skeletor. This version of him, though, look at that. Ultra Red. Basically, it's the Lords of Power edition. This is from the mini comics variant. For him, where he actually looked like that. And when you see the very back of this one here, that is the version that they used from the mini comics, which you can see there some of the details. It tries to focus. There we go. Really, really cool looking. So as you guys can see in the very top there, Beastman's primal rage is a feral force that only Eternia's mightiest can hope to contain. But very, very cool in terms of the artwork with this one. And essentially, this one is just a character that you can twist in different positions, but he's never coming out of the package. But here are the rest of them. As you can see there, he's up on the top next to Skeletor, in between Skeletor and He-Man, Eternian Goddess, and then Web Store and Stridor, or Stinkor. You'll see in the future here on the channel a bit more up close. But very, very cool for what this one is. But he looks pretty cool, just in toy form. Essentially, he looks like he's kind of a hairy dude, as you can see. And he's got the feet, naturally. It's basically the same mold. But they just kind of give him different gauntlets, a different belt, and he looks a little different, actually. But they still use the Savage Henchman on there. But again, I love the classic blister art package and the card art. It's classic like when I was a kid. It is just really, really slick. Just a huge fan of these in general right over here. Just really, really slick. So, Eternian Goddess. We have Beastman in there as well. Very, very cool characters. And there's actually going to be another one that you're going to see towards the end, but this one's going to be a little bit of a bigger one. It's actually one of my favorites. I never had him as a kid either, but now I finally do, and you're going to see it. I think you'll enjoy it when you see it there. Very cool. Dom's World, what's going on? Thanks for jumping on. Let me see who else who may have jumped in here right now. Going back on up real quick. Misty Smith, his name is Thomas the Tank Engine, or Thomas the Train, or from that one, I believe, right? I have to see there. Let's see, shooting on down there. Jay Nepper, Masters of the Universe, does it come with a side of hot sauce? And how am I gonna eat that? You know what? I guess technically you can attempt it, right? I mean, naturally. And speaking of hot sauce, I thought I had something around here. Actually, it's funny because I think, yeah, you know what? I did put it away. I was thinking of Frank's Red Hot. Some of the things from Fat Burger from a while back from that little gift pack. A few different things that are there, including, I think this may actually still work. Oh yeah, it does. Frank's Red Hot in there too. A lot of these little things of these companies that they send. It's kind of fun. But good times, good times, good times. Scott Messerschmidt, that's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely, like I said, I'm a big kid with a lot of different things there. Max, the He-Man song, yes, sounds familiar. What's up for Blondes? There's a lot of different variations of that. A lot of rap versions, believe it or not, too there. So really, really, really fun stuff. Jay Nepper going to milk on that one for a while. Freddie says, I heard Chris Rock said, leave him alone. Yeah, who knows exactly? There's actually a different angle of that from the from behind Will Smith to the left, where you see Jada Pinkett Smith kind of just laughing about certain things. And it just seemed like it was like Will Smith, just something popped, something snapped, and he just literally followed through with what he felt like he needed to. And it really was a little crazy. So it's nuts. But yeah. David M. I had the He-Man playset, most of the figures. Castle Grayskull, seen these action figures at Walmart. Yep, that's where they started out. Now they're pretty much going everywhere, mostly online. They basically relisted a lot of them as well. Wave 3, I believe, is coming back on Big Bad Toy Store for the fall. We'll have to see. Jay Nepper, I will give you props to open it up. I can't do it. I can't do it. I've got every single one of them sealed, and they're all in cases and everything like that, which I have to put them in for sure. But believe me, the temptation is kind of there, but I know once I do, I'm going to regret it. So I'd rather just keep them on display, because occasionally when things are just kind of like crazy, I like to just kind of look at them, you know, and kind of see and kind of think back. So I'm down with the visual of it naturally. Let's see. Billy Jones, have you ever double teamed pizza before? I haven't tried like a huge pizza. That would be fun to kind of do naturally, but I love pizza. My sister knows I love pizza. Most of my family and friends, obviously, they know I love pizza. That's just one of my things. So yeah, absolutely, that would be something to try for sure. I believe actually Matt from Reckless Eating did a Big Mamas and Papas challenge a while back. It was like a huge, like a 28-inch, or even I think it was like maybe even a 46. It was like some ridiculous sized pizza with like 4 or 5 people that you would need to do it. So yeah, we'll have to see. I would like to maybe be part of something like that. Would be kind of fun to do. Let's see here. Armando, Baron Gaming and Films, thanks so much for jumping on. Mask mandates are, but you're still wearing it because of the severe beginning. Well, in general, you know, I'm so used to having them on now, and because I'm still doing what I do of even being out in public. Just because these mandates are being lifted doesn't mean that things are like everything is back to normal now. So for me, I'm definitely just doing what I do, just because it's personally feeling good for me, and that's the way. Whatever's good for you guys, obviously do. But naturally, if, with considering the other variant is really spreading right now still, BA.2. Yeah, we'll have to just kind of let that go just a little bit to see what happens. Jan Epper, I will tell Marshall to put Will Smith in a new song. One Willie. There's a lot of memes out there actually with what happened there for sure. It's kind of ridiculous what went on there. Men had Raising Cane's for lunch. Nice. Raising Cane's is pretty awesome. And that has a local pizza place that has a 28-inch pizza. Man, that's beautifulness. That's beautifulness. I really am just a huge fan of pizza in general. Pizza is life. It really is. Especially if you save it and then you freeze it and then you reheat it in an air fryer. My sister's been doing that with a lot of things that we've gotten that we can't finish. And I got to tell you, it is really an amazing, amazing situation. Have you seen? I had the Wendy's Spicy Hot Honey Chicken Sandwich for dinner tonight. And of course, as expected, really enjoyed the spicy variant of the sandwich. Yes, of course. Wendy's is known for their spicy chicken sandwiches. That's actually a very good sandwich. I had a lot of fun checking that out. It really, really was very, very good from Wendy's for that for sure. Drew, they made a song with Will Smith, We Are Men Who Slap. I have no doubt. Guess I got to see how many people are clicking the red YouTube play button every time you see this. Really? If we bring this up, if you're not subscribed? How many times are we counting the blinks here as it goes on here? What do you think? Frank's Red Hot. Look at these lips. That's kind of cool, actually. Good times, good times. Has anybody seen Moon Knight? Before I get into the review here right now, did anyone watch Moon Knight on Disney Plus yet? I watched the first episode last night. I think it was like 1 in the morning. I enjoyed it. I think they waited too long for something. Next thing you know, then it was over. But it was really good. I have a lot of the older Moon Knight comics from back in the day, and I was like, wow, I don't remember the origin being that. At least where I guess he's working in a museum. It's different, but you know, naturally they're gonna make some adjustments here. But man, it was really good. It was really good so far. I'm really digging it. Ethan Hawke is pretty awesome in it as well. Armando, will you watch Morbius? I would like to see it. I'm going to wait for the crowds to die down slightly on that one, just like the Batman as well, which I've seen twice now. I really love Batman. It's really, but as I should, right? I mean, it's my all-time favorite superhero. But yes, good times. I can't wait to see. I know some of the reviews from Morbius have been up and down there. They can't all be winners, but I'm curious to see what they did with the character, because I know the character, so I can't wait to see what they do with that. But good times with all the movies coming out for sure here. You already know. So let's see. What else do we have on here before we jump into the review? Jackie Hero Food Reviews, what's going on? I don't think wearing a mask is foolish, especially in our area where cases are going up. Yep. Gonna have to still wear mine. So yes, it's the same thing is happening here. Even if you're vaxxed and everything, it doesn't mean you won't get it. Believe me, I know. Trust me, because I have right after being boosted as well. It's not a fun experience. So yes, I am very much whatever I can do to avoid that, I am going to. Jay Nepper, I will stop after this one next Friday. Jada jokes, I'm retiring Mariah. All right, cool. But if you want to throw an occasional dump truck reference or backup or, you know, McDouble, McTriple, whatever you want to do, I'm okay with that, Jay. I'm okay. All right, good times here. Let me shoot on down just a little bit further. Jackie Hero, I accidentally hit Ed. Oh no, Ed Keaton. I hope you should be back in 300 seconds or so. Ed, shout outs to you. Sorry about that. Sorry. I know Jackie is apologetic as well. Something's happened with the slip of the wrist with these mice and doing certain things here. But thank you for hopefully understanding, Ed. But thank you so much for being here right now. Let me see if I can click on view deleted messages. Okay, what if you had another one of those? What would you open it then? Yes, you know, if I had an extra one, I would. And you know what? I actually do have another. This is actually a damaged one, but the thing is, it's not completely damaged. They actually sent me a replacement because of this condition. This came folded literally in like an envelope the first time that I got this one here. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold on to this one too. But I even can't bring myself to open up this one. So at the same time, it's like I'm just not used to doing it anymore. And besides, I'm not going to sit there and play with action figures like I used to when I was a kid, naturally. But naturally, if I had a double or something like that, maybe that's tempting because I'm kind of curious at the same time, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Let's see. Okay, guys, I think we are ready for the review. If you guys are ready for the review right now, let's see here. What is that one? What is that? One last comment here. Hang on one second. Let's see. Have you seen it? Yes, I absolutely did. Actually, I was just about to ask you about that myself. I was curious if you saw Moon Knight and what you thought of it so far. I love the design of him, even though the costume is a little CW-ish, if I can put it that way. Not something that I think I would see in a movie, naturally, in terms of how elaborate it is. But then again, I haven't seen too much of it yet. I don't want to give too much of the first episode away. I've even tried to stay away from all the clips of it as well, because I don't want to ruin it. But so far, I'm really digging it. I am really, really digging it. Let's see. All right, so if you guys are ready for this review, I think we are ready for it there. And I see Mi Familia, you know, well, with the air fryer comment. Absolutely, it is always a good time. All right, so if you guys are ready for this review, give me a tropical island. Give me a palm tree. Something like where it shows like an island with a palm tree. See if you can find that emoji. I've used it in a few of my videos when I'm making the titles on YouTube for my titles and descriptions. So let me know if you can see. There we go. And Ed Cervantes jumps in with the first one. All right, there we go. Okay, then we got the palm tree as well coming from Erna. All palm trees. We got with palm tree and island. There's a lot of them. Freddy Foodie King as well did the same thing. Mask. Let's see, David. Let's see. Didn't the Shadow wear a mask most of the time? Yes, he did actually. The Shadow actually wore something over, I believe. I'm thinking Darkman at the same time. Yes, but the Shadow is a little bit more cloaked out, just a little bit at the same time. But Darkman actually had like a bandana with the fedora hat, the trench coat, doing all that stuff there. That was Sam Raimi's version of wanting to do Batman really bad back then. But we've got a lot of tropical goodness here right now. Look at all of this. Look at all of this here. So before we go on further on down, there's Drew. Drew jumping in there. You are hilarious. You are hilarious. Okay, guys, with Easter right around the corner, and you guys all know Peep This Out is the name of my channel, and my peeps are my mom's favorite sweet treat, especially around this time of the year. And I know once she gets out of where she's going to be going to, she's going to be catching up on all this content right now. But yes, I needed to take a look at another variation of Peeps. Tonight it's going to be Tropical Burst. So I have never seen this. I believe this is new for this year. But there's a little bit of everything in this one, as you can see here, between the lime, the pineapple, the orange, the cherry. This is a little bit of goodness here, and naturally it looks pretty awesome at the same time. Let's take a look at the back. Splash into paradise with a sweet taste of tropical fruit flavors. Tropical Burst. And let's see here. Express your peepsonality. I think I do that every single time I do a review here on my channel. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I express my peepsonality? Give me a little chick right here in the chat if you think I express my personality here whenever I do my reviews. But I wanted to give this one a shot because this looks super interesting to me. Naturally, tropical burst situation looks pretty awesome. There's other variations, and I do have some bunny versions as well, which I'm going to be taking a look at as time goes by. I don't want to do peeps every week till April, or as April rolls on for Easter, naturally, for this month. Erna, I appreciate that. There come the chicks. The chick army is really in effect here right now. Wow. Yeah, I saw the blue ones, actually. Actually, I think I just saw that as well, too. Jay Nepper, we've got a palm, we've got a coconut. Very nice, set up very beautifully. Wow, got all the new Peeps stuff the other day. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's out here right now. And yes, Freddie, what's Easter without Peeps, right? Not my channel, these right over here. It is what it is. I'm really a huge fan of the marketing with these things, just in general, and the fact that my mom loves them, naturally, and she's been on my mind a lot lately with this. I really wanted to give this one a shot. Apparently, this is 27 calories per chick, and there are 15 of them on the inside of this here right now. Serving size is 4 chicks, 110 calories. It's all sugar, it's all zeros, but the carbs are 27, so you already know. Artificial flavored. If you listen to this, you'll hear a lot of, you can probably see all of it falling. There is a lot of freaking dust in this, a lot of the dusted goodness all over the place here. So let me open this up as carefully as possible. And to my sister watching this here right now, yes, I'm bringing these over to you. I don't care what you say, I will bring them because you're gonna try one, just one in moderation. Let's see here. Michael Delmayer, where did you find them? These were at Target. This was $2.19 at Target. Oh wow, these are individually. Wow, there's 3 individual trays here. Take a list. There's no box opening 101 with these. These are just rip the package and get into it. So I'm gonna open up the middle one, and oh wow, wow. Yeah, this is a hardcore tropical blast of goodness that I am smelling here right now. Let me just set up this thing above my keyboard really quick. I'm going to try to follow some of the chat as much as I can. Jay Nepper, $20 says Drew is we a hat? What was that? Drew is we a hat. Jay, what did you say right there? Calorie smallories from my sister. Yes. Guys, take a look at how cool they look. Look at these. They're on the chopping block here right now. And look how much on the bottom left or right, depending upon how you're watching this here. It's probably on the bottom left. Look at all of the dusting that is laying there with that. Just look at that. It smells like Hawaiian Punch. It's like a combination of Hawaiian Punch and strong orange. Wow, it really smells pretty fantastic. I got to admit, this is really very cool. And the coloring, hopefully it's coming through. As you can see, it's a pretty vibrant type of orange. It's like a little muted in some places, but it's very dark in others. Oh, wearing a hat. Yes, I'm going to say correct on that, Jay Nepper. Drew is probably wearing a hat for sure. He is Sir Hattus Maximus, we call him. And yes, I think he is. But guys, very cool looking on these. And obviously, a little goes a long way, especially when it comes to Peeps. I know my mom is going to say absolutely not. You need to have like a whole row of them. For me, one is going to be perfectly fine. And I don't know if I'm going to have any more of these. Depends on how much I like them. Speaking of which, Jay, did you ever get those caramel mocha ones that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago? Because they had a whole bunch of those at Target when I went the other day and I got these. Let me know here in the chat. I'm kind of curious to see if you tried that or not. But yes, let's give this a go. As you can see again, this little peep says hello. Take him out. And it's contrasty, but you can see it's a full load of that marshmallow goodness. Focus. My focus needs focus. It's that white contrasty that's blowing it out there. But as you can see, it is the classic version right over here with the little eyeballs. And let's just give it a go. I'm going to have to just basically be really horrible to this guy right now and just bite off this little head right here. He's about to go down. There he goes. Let's give this a shot, guys. The Tropical Burst version of Peeps. With burst in the name, I'm expecting it to be really ultra flavorful. Here we go. Hawaiian Punch orange. This is nice. Wow. I'm not usually a fan of fruitiness, like in like the way that this is, it's heightened. But as you can see, it's contrasty. I'm trying to keep that focused. As it gets a little bit of shadow, it'll try and focus in. This is always the rough part about doing this with marshmallows or anything white. But wow, this thing is coated all the way around, guys. It is, looks like, well, that looks like a shoe. That's actually a little moccasin right there. But this actually is very, very tasty. Strong vibes of Hawaiian Punch with a little bit of orange coming up there as well. It smells more orange than it tastes, but it has the flavor at the very end. But this is pretty tasty. Wow. Jay, you ordered them off of Amazon. 2-week wait for delivery. Really? Wow. It's usually much quicker with Prime. Wow. These are very tasty, guys. I can see my mom killing this whole thing pretty quickly. Wow. The sugar is real, though. That sugar is real. Okay. Yeah, one goes a long way, guys. All right, let me give you another look at this. As you can see, look at the dusting on the bottom right over there. Pretty crazy stuff. Really pretty crazy stuff. There is plenty of the goodness on this one. It is got a very, very awesome Hawaiian Punch vibe with orange. I am really, really digging this here. I'd almost love to kind of taste this dipped in that chocolate as well, because I think that combination of the fruitiness and the flavor, and then naturally the chocolate coming up on the back end, I think would be a beautiful thing. I don't know why they don't do that. They have the standard one I did way back in the day, and then they have the new version that I reviewed, which again, Jay, I think you're going to like that. But I would love to see this variation in there as well. It really is pretty nice. So overall, like I said, a little goes a long way. And just to be on the safe side, because wow, this thing is already spilling out. There is actually a lot of that dusting all over the bag. Yeah, this is no joke here. Let me just fix this quickly. Hang on one second here. There we go. All right. For the Peeps Tropical Burst. A very, very solid situation for a Peep. So far, it's been 0 for 2, meaning they're really tasty right now, or 2 for 2, I should say, so far. I'm going to go a solid 7.6 on this one, just above 7.5. I like it. It's tasty. It's not my all-time favorite, but I love the Hawaiian Punch vibe on this. I love the orange flavor coming up in the end. Of course, it's a nice, soft, very fresh marshmallow. It's got a little bit of the granular pop in terms of the flavor of the sugar that's on there too there, but that tropical burst situation, I think that's where they get that because of the granular feel, the mouthfeel you get from this. It's very nice, guys. I got to admit, this is really cool. I don't know why they don't put new on these packages for some reason, especially if it's a new flavor. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, was this available last year? I don't believe it is. I don't remember seeing it. But I like it. I like it a lot. It's really pretty tasty. So I'm going to see if the wifey's going to be down with this. I know I'm going to bring this to my sister to try for sure. But this is really, really pretty good for what it is. $2.19, and you know, for 15 of them, that's not bad because most of the Peeps, they sell like in blocks of like 4 or 5 or like a little 6-pack, the small little thin packages. This is actually pretty good. And I think they have right now a special 3 for $6 on top of it. So even better. At Target. So I'd highly recommend giving this a go. And if you guys do, and if you're watching this on the replay naturally, if you watch this later on, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this particular one, because I am very curious to know if what you guys are down, if you're down with it. Because like I said, this is really pretty tasty. So tasty stuff, guys. Tasty, tasty stuff. And I'm glad I had my little guard above my laptop keyboard over here. Oh, it's good times. It's good times. All right, so let me go down over here back to the chat. All right, so Jay ordered them off of Amazon. Okay, so let me know, Jay, what you think of those. And E. Noel, Sugar Rush. Mike Day, it might be good to eat some raisins of cream-filled baby chicks. Like I said, those dipped in chocolate would be perfect for stuff here with that. Kyle Broussard, it means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem for you. Hakuna Matata, yes, that's classic right over there. Good times. Let's see. Reality check 7.6. There we go. Jay Nepper, I am blocked. What do you mean? Let's see. If you have another if you have another Peeps after this one, I'm going to fall off my chair. I can't do it. I wish I don't want, plus I don't want you to fall. Okay. You know, mi familia, from one homie to another. I don't want you to fall. So there you go. Good times, good times. Let's see. Drew, settle down. Christian Smith, this isn't the Oscars. Oh man, the memes are going to be flying with this. Constant. Misty Smith, can you guess what's my favorite drink here? Here's a hint. It starts with the letters K and an A. And if you find a red jug, say, oh yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is it Kool-Aid? And you find a red jug man Kool-Aid saying, oh yeah. That's where he breaks through the wall and says, oh yeah, that's the Kool-Aid man, I believe. Christian, 1 peep a day keeps the dentist closer and the diabetic test strips the closest. There it is. Christian Hansen. That's one of the comments right there. That's hilarious. That's too funny. That is too funny. Yes, Kool-Aid is right. You already know. Wow. Good times. Jessica, thanks so much for jumping on. I'm going to bed now. I'm getting tired. Thanks so much. I appreciate you being here. Guys, let's jump into the very last thing to take a look at right now. And again, this one is going to be one of my favorites. And right when I saw this, it's literally mint condition, perfect condition when they sent this one. I never had this as a kid, but I've always loved this character. A lot of my friends had it before I moved here from New York back in 1984. I remember literally just a lot of really fun characters that were out for the Masters of the Universe line. But one of the major ones that I remember was this guy. And this one is awesome, just in terms of just what he's able to do. So take a look at Mosquitor, the evil energy draining insectoid. He is definitely a very cool character, and the main reason for that is, first of all, he's part of the evil horde, which is Hordak's group, but he has a little pump in the middle of his chest that when you pump that, it looks like there's blood being pumped there, and it basically tells you the chest pumps red fluid. They're not going to say blood, obviously it's a kid thing, but it comes with an additional thing that you can attach to the front of him there that you wrap around other characters, and basically it's like draining the life force. But he comes with a different head, which is pretty cool. Take a look at this here, which is pretty nice actually. Really cool looking. But he is really a solid looking character. Just take a look at this one here. The styling and everything looks amazing. It says here, Mosquitor drains his victims of their life force, feeding his own power. And here he's attacking Fisto. But it looks really cool. Along with a little Easter egg in the background over here. Let me see if I can bring my finger over to there. That's the Bones carry case from back in the day that used to hold a whole bunch of the characters as well. But just a really awesome level of artwork and detail for this character. He just looks amazing. So it shows you how it works here. To prime the pump, to prime the fluid, you pump repeatedly for several seconds, and then the pump begins to fill the chest in there as well, and you can change the head naturally as well. But he just looks awesome. He just looks really awesome. But I love the character. I love the design. What is that there? Drew, cool, but but he really sucks. Yes, he does. But he's a very cool character. And again, came out last fall. But in mint condition on card, it looks beautiful. Beautiful design. And really awesome. Just really awesome. Huge fan of this particular one. So a lot of fun checking these out with you guys, reliving a little bit of my childhood with a little bit of you guys at the same time. But I really enjoy that character. He is really awesome, for sure. And then as we go further on, you'll see right over here, we'll have Wave 8 we'll take a look at here in the weeks to come. There's actually more of Wave 6 above me hiding too there. So some eagle-eye viewers, I know it's kind of dark because of the lighting, but they're up there. So we'll definitely take a look at more as time goes by. But let's see here. Guys, already, wow, 8:53 already. This is a very quick hour. Very quick hour. Misty's favorite drink is Kool-Aid. Very nice. Very nice. That's classic. Classic goodness right there. Let's see. You guys, you have a great night. Jessica, if you're still on there, just in case, thanks so much for jumping on. Have you seen did you know Patrick Stewart's returning as Professor X? Yes, the Doctor Strange trailer has a little bit of a cameo in there for sure. Absolutely looking forward to that. I did watch actually Spider-Man No Way Home again, actually. I enjoyed that movie. It was really good. Jay Nepper, hashtag Drew's Food Reviews. Oscars, I will use the Indiana Jones whip to remove your hat. And when you turn into the Incredible Hulk and put you back into the box. Toy Story 6. There is the plot line. Jay, you said you weren't going to give it away. because I'm doing some voiceover for that. You said you weren't going to give it away. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Good times, good times. Very nice. Looks like the character from Beetlejuice when you meet the other ghosts. Yeah, he's a really cool looking character. Mosquito is a very cool character for sure. Question, what's your favorite type of drink? For me, it's probably going to be... Well, I like my Coke Zero, believe it or not. I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of the other drinks. I would probably say when I was a kid, Capri Sun. I used to love the Capri Sun pouches. I used to put them in the freezer. A lot of people probably did that. And then you would like use the scissors to cut the top, and then you'd have like a little ice drink, you know, right there, a little ice pop. So the Capri Sun was pretty awesome there. But like Coke Zero, I'm pretty much as my go-to here and there. Naturally, aside from my sugar-free vanilla French vanilla iced coffee from Mickey D's, you already know. PB, he's out. Stay frosty. You as well. Appreciate you. Thanks so much for jumping on as we round out the last 5 minutes. Appreciate you guys being here right now. A lot of 46 plus that it's showing over here. A little bit higher on my side. This will probably shake out once everything is done here for the night. But guys, again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time, letting me spend a little bit of time from you. You're helping air my head out right now immensely with the craziness going on in my world here. Trying to get things taken care of with the moms. It's really it's craziness. So thank you for doing what you do and for being here and just for allowing me into your mobile device, your laptop, or wherever you're watching this right now. I greatly appreciate you. Erna, did you ever hear the joke, if your nose runs out and your feet smell, you're built upside down? Wow. If your nose runs and your feet smell, you're upside down. That's horrible. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's pretty funny, actually. Christian, like the movie Masters of the Universe, it definitely had its moments there. A little low budget. They could have done so much more with it if they had a bigger budget, but naturally Netflix is doing a real version that should be out for next year, which I'm excited about. It actually films this summer, finally, and then we'll see it for next year. Annette Cervantes, homie hugs Ian, I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right back at you, to all of you guys. Misty Smith says the video is sponsored by Kool-Aid. Wouldn't that be nice? Yes, Jackie, you know, it's kind of grown on me with Coke Zero, the new version of it there. A little bit more of a full-bodied flavor. I guess that was a little bit more of a shock compared to what I was used to when I reviewed it here on live stream, but I definitely would have appreciated maybe a little bit more time spent to kind of really formulate a little bit more of a better impression. But I liked it. I mean, I'm saw it's available now anyway, and I'm used to it, and it does actually taste pretty decent. It really does. All right, last few things over here, guys. Let's see what we have. Randy Molina, thanks so much for jumping on. Lots of love. Right back at you. Appreciate you. Jay Nipper, last Mariah joke. Nick and McDonald's didn't have a big enough cannon. Oh, that's horrible. This is why she's marketing with Burger King to promote the Whopper. Wow. Wow. They didn't have a big enough cannon, so that's why she's going over to BK. Wow. Terrible. I like that though. But I'm still upset you gave away Toy Story 6 though. Oh, too much. Have you seen it? Had a great Taco Bell lunch today too. Had nacho fries, beef chalupa supreme, chicken queso. Did you have all of that? And the wild cherry freeze. Did you have all of that for real? Great lunch, I thought. That's a serious meal right there. Have you seen seriously? I mean, I'm a little bit worried about the sodium level right over there. Erna, do you prefer any alcoholic seltzers? No, I haven't really had too many to really form an opinion, to be honest. But believe it or not, I like Mike's Hard Lemonade. I mean, every once in a while, that does fine for me, believe it or not. Aside from rum and Coke, you know, that type of thing. But I'm not really into drinking to that degree there. Once in a blue moon, I like to have a little something, something, but it's not super often. David M. saw the movie Masters of the Universe when I was young. Yep. Larry Nguyen, sorry I can't chat. Tonight on family dinner birthdays. No worries. Hey, I appreciate you jumping on, Larry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's great to have you as always. You stay frosty as well, Michael Domeyer. Hopefully it is a little bit warmer out your way as we're approaching further into April now. April 1st. It's crazy. Misty Smith, I love doing sponsorships in every Friday stream. Yes, I just wish they would call. I wish they would call. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, Jay Nepper's on one too. He's on one tonight with that, definitely. Especially with the Toy Story 6. TS6, there it is. Hashtag unsponsored according to Misty Smith. Good times across the board. All right, guys, let me take a quick moment to again thank each and every one of you guys for making me part of your Friday night, to making me part of your April Fools. This was no joke tonight, guys. This was a lot of fun, as always, to check out. Michael Delmayer, not yet. It's 32 degrees. Oh, man, it's craziness right there. Craziness. But try and stay toasty, please, please. I mean, I say that every single week as we're getting further in there, but, you know, naturally, we're all navigating these crazy waters that is called life. Everyone's got something going on. Believe me, we all do. But it's nice to know that we're all doing it together. But try and find some form of warmth, please, Michael. Please. But again, guys, thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed all the variations of Masters of the Universe Motu Origins tonight, which was a lot of fun to check out, as well as the Tropical Burst peeps that I know that my mom is going to enjoy when she tries these eventually, and when she sees the video, hopefully she'll enjoy as well. We'll get back to it for the next stream for next Friday as well, too. That way, more Motu goodness coming your way, along with another review or two as well. But again, I really, again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here tonight and for supporting the channel for as long as you have, and for all that you guys continue to do on a daily basis. To all my amazing subscribers who are subscribing to the channel, if you haven't already, hit that like button down below to the stream, as well as subscribe, of course. Brand new content every single week. I know I'm kind of jumping ahead with my outro. But again, you'll find all the good stuff there naturally there, and some really fun stuff coming. I have a few things coming a little bit later into this month as well. There is some really, really cool things coming your way. I can't wait to show it to you guys, and as well as I can't wait to film it. I've already got some of my schedule laid out, and it should be kind of fun for what you're going to see. And again, to Annette, thanks so much for reminding me there, for following on IG at Peep This Out Reviews, of course. Social media links always down below in the description, as well as the first pinned comment. And to all the amazing content creators who may be watching from afar and who are here in the chat as well. Jackie Hero Food Reviews, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you, and for all of you guys for doing what you do for the community, as well as for your channels. And you're having a lot of fun doing it. I greatly appreciate that. And for that play button one last time, if you guys are seeing the red to subscribe, there you go. There is the... I may have to use that every so often. That's kind of funny. But again, thank you so much for jumping on here right now. Have you seen a top 3 favorite breakfast fast foods? It's probably going to be the breakfast burrito from Lucky Boys, the breakfast burrito from Lucky Boys, and the breakfast burrito from Lucky Boys. That's my all-time favorite breakfast item, I should say. Out of all the ones, fast food-wise, I mean, it's pretty much the Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell. Any type of breakfast burrito from most places, generally. I love breakfast burritos. They're one of my all-time favorite things. But good times across the board. To all of you guys, again, who have contributed to the channel, anyone who may have done anything on PayPal, I won't know till after the fact, but you'll find your names down below in the description. Thank you so much for doing what you do. Again, it means the world. And as always, I will be back with more content this coming week. The first brand new one coming tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday. And then going forward, we'll see how this works for a while. And I know what my analytics are for the past month or two. So we'll see how April does with this type of schedule there. And naturally, it'll give you guys some more breathing time to see all the other things that you'd like to see in the beginning as well. And you'll have me there in the middle of the day. I think it'd be kind of fun. I haven't done that in a very, very, very long time. And it will be fun to see how that works out. So, Ben Nguyen, no worries, you're here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here right now. Jay Nepper, bring it gangster. It's getting crazy. It's getting thuggish in the chat here right now. Good times across the board. But good times. Erna, I haven't watched Judge Judy in a forever long time, but I do know who she is naturally, and I have watched her in the past, and there's a lot of clips I see on memes and things online as well. But good times across the board. So, rounding this one out here again, guys, real quick, thanks so much for jumping on. This is Ian K officially closing out the April Fool's live stream for, I can't believe it's April Fool's Day right now. It is no joke. We've got a live stream in effect, and it went down for you right now. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you so much for enjoying it. Like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel. So while you stay tuned for the next review coming real soon, in the meantime, stay frosty. Good times across the board, guys. Good times. Better late than never, Ben. It is all good. You know I love you either way. It's all good. All right, so let me jump on over here real quick just to finish it out for real. And again, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A little red hot kiss for all of you guys right there, all you guys and gals. I appreciate it. I appreciate it greatly there. It is really awesome. Drew, I pity the fool that you don't watch it. Thank you so much for doing what you do. Like I said, I am glad to be part of a community that is contributing positivity across the board. You guys are having a blast doing what you do, and it is great to be amongst you guys doing that, which is always a fun thing to do. So again, guys, stay safe, stay well, stay toasty, please. Michael Domayer, please. I'm going to be here in the chat for a few until it times out, typically about a minute or so after this one cuts out over here. Dom's World, thanks so much for jumping on. You stay safe as well. To everybody here in the chat, to everybody from top to bottom, from around the world, around the country, thank you for being here tonight. I greatly appreciate it. And with that, man, that sugar rush is real on these peeps, boy. They are real. Just that one, I'm like, man, I'm freaking out right now. Yes, Chris C, they sure did bring back their popcorn chicken and something else too. We will talk about that at another time though. So you guys stay safe, stay frosty, enjoy your weekend. Whatever you do, be the very best at doing what you do nicely to everybody else. Naturally, be the best you can be to everybody else. And we will definitely talk to you soon. And with that, peace. I'm out.